injured here. 1v1, Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. Zoukka plays a Techmarine, starts off range combat, does some nice damage, good utility as well, can build structures and repair. Up against on the red side, Mishka is a Revenant Alpha, has great mobility with all these tunnels, good offense as well, starts off ranged combat. East side natural for Mishka, west side natural for Zoukka, and contested mid. We have double scouts on the field straight away for Zoukka, perhaps to try and get this mobility going and cap up his side of the map quickly, followed by tactical marines and Mishka with double termagants, light ranged infantry, help you control the movement of your enemies with their crippling poison. You see a tunnel exit there, and here are the tactical marines, durable ranged infantry, tough and versatile, especially going into tier 2. Cormorants will try and cap mid, but they're going to get shot up by this Techmarine. Are now backing off. West side is kicking off. Scouts running away. Revenant Alpha was closing for melee there. Looks like they're going to harass this node. Here come tactical marines to defend. We'll probably take the garrison. There we go. No garrison counters on the field. But look at this. Revenant Alpha has burrow traps. He's going to put them outside the garrison, I think. Here we go. Those tactical marines are screwed unless Zoukka gets a scout sergeant and shoots down the trap. Those guys are going to eat it when they get out, and that is a knockback, damage and stun trap. Down goes the node, I think. There we go. Revenant Alpha taking quite a lot of damage though. Techmarine is now here and he puts out some decent DPS with his default bolter. Here comes scouts too, and termagants back off. He did cap this west side though. It's going to be a 2-to-1 for Zoukka. Scouts capping east. Tactical marines, are they going to get out, or does Zoukka know it's there and he's going to get a scout sergeant? They are getting out. Boom! And it did about 200 damage, hitting all 3 models. Ouch. 499, 479. Cormorants decapping mid. Here's another trap going up from the Revenant Alpha. As you can see, he puts them down very, very quickly. Unlike the Techmarine, who takes a while to put these traps down. And these guys are going to get hit again. Bang! 2 of the tactical marines hit, and the Techmarine knockback, stun, and damage. Here come Hormagaunts, down to 5 models, but they do have their adrenal glands, so they are dangerous on these tactical marines. Can they get a model? Still chasing them. Techmarine shooting, and they do get a model, and then retreat. Nicely done. Devastator's now on the field for Zoukka. Set up team with a heavy bolter that suppresses infantry. Double termagants, both with their toxin sacks. Mishka choosing to upgrade his Hormagaunts and termagants before getting Warrior Brood, but here comes the Warrior Brood. We'll give him basic synapse on the field. 499, 441. Mishka now capping up the east side, splitting his power between 2 nodes, which I think is the best way to go. Zoukka has only 1 generator up, and he's getting double devastators, so he's going to have a lot of suppression on the field, and I think that's most likely going to lead to double zone throats in tier 2 from Mishka, assuming both of these squads survive to tier 2. Tactical marines down to 2 models. Still no sign of a scout sergeant. He knows that there's traps around. 499, 419. I think he's getting one now. Yes, these guys are getting a scout sergeant. We'll turn them into a detector unit and give them a fragmentation grenade. No sign of the tactical marine flamer yet. Nice buffs in 2.1. This is 2.1 beta 4, by the way. Flamer now costs less, has higher range, or longer range I should say, and has 100% accuracy on the move. 499, 401. Still a 2-to-1 for Zoukka. He might get triple because the Techmarine is capping east. Cormorants running into Devastators with 4 scouts. They take tons of damage. Get away with just 3 models. Another burrow trap outside this garrison, but it has been spotted by this scout sergeant, so it's going to get shot down. Going to take a while though. 499, 375. There's a double cap for Zoukka, and he has spotted this tunnel. He's decapped it, but is now not capping. If he had a flamer up, he could hit power right now. 499, 361, but he doesn't. Warrior Brood. Start off as a melee squad. Heavy armor. Provide this basic synapse which gives damage resistance to these non-synapse creatures. You can tell by this green markings around the head, it means they are in range. Also gives some suppression resistance, I think. Termagants are skirting around this Devastator squad, and they're going to tie it up in melee. Warrior Brood unable to decap now. And look at this, Hormagaunts with Catalyst are going to wipe the Tactical Marines. Ouch! You see all that red stuff around their faces? That is a Revenant Alpha global ability, boosting damage by 100%, but you do lose 50% of the health of the squad you put it on. So you get double damage, but you also take damage. Good synergy with Zone Throats because you can use their shield to absorb that damage. 499, 298. That Tactical Marine loss was huge for zoukka. He was very, very idle on this side, wasn't capping, wasn't using his Tactical Marines to pressure the power, and he paid for it. Here come the Hormagaunts again with 4 models chasing off scouts who have lost the model. Devastators do turn around though, and this Revenant Alpha needs to be very careful. Heavy Bolter is going to turn on him and did absolutely insane damage from that close range. He does get away though. 499, 278. Both players going tier 2 around about the same time. Mishka slightly earlier. I am assuming we're going to see 2 Zone Throats, but we'll see. zoukka is way off, saving up for a Dreadnought, so I don't think we'll see a Dreadnought. Not sure what he's going to get. Perhaps a Librarian. Scouts run away. Thought we were going to see the Mastercrafted Bolter from the Techmarine, but he's level 2 and has nothing. 499, 272. Now he's in cover up against double Termagants. Here come the Warrior Brood though, and they are going to passively leap on him. There we go. Lots and lots of disruption. And again, but they run into the Devastators right on the edge of the firing arc, and they are suppressed. Techmarine backing off, back into cover. Mishka putting pressure on this node. Just about to hit tier 2. Is he going to kit out his Revenant Alpha with the Corrosive Devourer? Or perhaps a melee Revenant Alpha with the Hardened Carapace to burrow on these Devastators? 495, 266. zoukka is now tier 2. Has a decent amount of requisition but not a lot of power. He has filled out his farm. Warriors running away. Double Termagant still putting pressure on this node, and they might take it down as well. Devastator is set up on the central VP. Scouts capping west. Here come Hormagaunts though, and these guys got a ton of XP wiping that Tactical Marine squad. 488, 266. So 1-to-1 cap. Hormagaunts will try to cap, and Scouts will harass with their bolters. Tunnel is here. Termagants retreating past it. Looks like they did not take down a node. So 1-to-1. zoukka has a decent VP lead, but is he going to be able to recover from that Tactical Marine loss? Mishka going straight to tier 3. Look at this, a huge risk. zoukka has replaced his Tactical Marines. I'm guessing he's doing that because he wants Stern Guard. We will see though. Hormagaunts almost wipe. Run into melee synapse ranged warriors now with their adrenal glands, giving plus 60% health to non-synapse melee creatures and plus 10 melee skill. Also makes the Warrior Brood themselves a lot better, taking them up to 1575 hit points, and gives them melee heavy damage. And zoukka now has a Dreadnought on the way. This is going to be very interesting. Mishka is getting a Lictor. 488, 248. Tactical Marines get their Sergeant. The first step on the way to becoming Stern Guard veterans, and they force off that Revenant Alpha who's level 2. Is this a mistake from Mishka going for a Lictor? He's going to be facing a Dreadnought and doesn't have much to fight with. All he has is the heavy melee warriors, and he can't send them into a Dreadnought. They're going to die. Could get the Corrosive Devourer, give his Revenant Alpha some anti-vehicle. Gonna be a 1-to-1. Dreadnought hits the field. Melee Walker for Space Marine starts off with his 2 close combat weapons. Inspires nearby allies to do more damage. With each melee kill that it makes, it can be upgraded to have a ranged weapon as well. And we have Stern Guard veterans as well. Loading in their Vengeance rounds. Vengeance rounds have shorter range in Beta 4 to compensate for the fact that they are pretty decent versus all targets, especially heavy infantry, super heavy infantry and vehicles. Warrior Brood in amongst scouts who retreat, and here is that Lictor. Can infiltrate, can flesh hook, and can disrupt with a leap. Does really nice power melee damage as well, but doesn't have melee heavy anymore, and the Dreadnought takes it down. Zoukka in the ascendancy here, 475, 248 is a good VP lead as well. Stern Guard in this garrison, first company of Tactical Marines, using Kraken bolts there. Don't do as much damage as Vengeance rounds do, but they do have the longer range now. 475, 248 against heavy infantry anyway. Corrosive Devourer is up on the Revenant Alpha, can use corrosive shots to do some anti-vehicle damage for a short duration, otherwise it's a pretty nasty plasma weapon. Stern Guard decapping, have their Hellfire rounds loaded in, they can change their ammo types. Hellfire is good versus light infantry and commanders, so all these Termagants, Formagants and that Revenant Alpha don't want to see Hellfire rounds. Dreadnought now has an Assault Cannon loaded in. Very good single target anti-infantry damage with an awesome barrage ability as well. Shooting up those Termagants. Now the Revenant Alpha taking tons of damage. It's got really nice range as well. The Techmarine for some reason has a melter gun. Perhaps knowing that Mishka is tier 3, he expects carnifexes or a Swarm Lord. He has Signum and the melter gun, which synergize really well actually, because Signum gives you +5 range and the melter gun is a short range weapon, good versus all targets. Levels to 3. Going after these Hormagaunts. Also grants plus 10% damage, so he's doing 110 damage per shot with this melter gun now. 475, 209, 2-to-1 cap. Warrior Brood in amongst these scouts who are backing off. Need to retreat, I think. Grenade perhaps. Yes, there it is. Mishka saw it come in and backs away and tries to cap those scouts and go and harass double Devastators mid. Carnifex on the way. One of these guys is going to need to get a las cannon, I think. These guys setting up facing the rear just in case something tries to come in around here. Dreadnought is not going to be a huge amount of use versus that Carnifex with its assault cannon. Can still force melee with his one remaining close combat weapon and do some decent damage. Depends what kind of Carnifex we see. If we see a Venom Cannon Carnifex, that Dreadnought is in huge amounts of trouble. 475, 173, 2-to-1 for Zoukka. Still has this very nice VP lead. Devastators refacing to face this Tyranid army. Mishka's done reasonably well considering he hasn't had any direct counters to the Devastators apart from the Lictor who went down. Zoukka perhaps being a bit too static with his Devastators on the whole. And here comes the Carnifex in its default melee state. Heavy melee damage with a splash in amongst the Devastators, killing a model with one hit. That was a special attack which missed. And here comes the melter gun now. Carnifexes do have vehicle armor, but they are monstrous creatures, so they will regenerate health. Quickly tying up the Techmarine. Stern Guard switch to their Vengeance rounds, doing some pretty nice DPS to this Carnifex. The other Devastator squad has advanced targets, so they can use Vengeance rounds now. Need to set up though. What are they doing? Setting up the wrong way. Could be a huge mistake. Dreadnought is being double repaired by scouts, and Blessing of the Omniscience is going off, so it's getting triple repaired, and its Carnifex is going down, I think. There are the Vengeance rounds, and down it goes. Wow. Mishka just left it standing there taking damage. I don't think it even got an upgrade. Now the Warrior Brood in serious amounts of trouble, and they flee. Mishka not handling his tier 3 units very well. Zoukka retains all of his stuff and goes tier 3. He has almost enough to drop an orbital. There's a Tyranids formation. Central Spire always comes up first, so dodge the Central Spire and then move back towards the Central Spire to try and dodge the Tyranids formation. He tried to do that but did lose one Stern Guard veteran. Dreadnought needs some more repairs. Scouts trying to chase it down. Meanwhile though, it's just going to crush all of these capillary towers, which will grant a synapse if you leave them alone. 4-0-0, 1-4-2, 2-1 for Mishka. Zoukka very static right now in mid. Something needs to cap the west side. Hormagaunts are going to go and munch on a node. Still level 1. There is the assault cannon barrage. Nasty stuff. Mishka has no effective way to deal with the Dreadnought. Scouts are forced off though. Hellfire rounds from the Stern Guard doing nice damage, but they are down to 2 models. Here comes a Devastator squad to help out in this engagement. Suppressing the Raven Alpha now. Raven Alpha taking tons and tons of damage. There is an infestation capillary tower. These things no longer knock back, but they are now uncrushable. So they're going to be a lot more durable on the field to provide the buffs to your Tyranid army. Dreadnought forcing melee now. And Mishka's force is forced off. He's going for another carifex. Surely he can keep an eye on this one a bit better. Should go for the Venom Cannon. Make short work of that Dreadnought. 360, 142. He may go for Thorn back though and try and charge these Devastators, because we have double advanced targeting. So it's Vengeance rounds from these two things, a Melter Gun, and he has Vengeance rounds from the Stern Guard. And Zoukka has tons of resources though. Look at this. You can drop Terminators if you want. You can drop a Venerable Dreadnought. You could drop an Orbital and get a Land Raider soon. Mishka really under pressure. I think he should just avoid mid for now. Focus on the flanks, get them capped up. Looks like he is going west. 347, 142, 1-1 cap. Scouts take it. There's the 2-1 again. Be very surprised if Mishka can pull this out. Here is the second carifex. Doesn't have the resources to upgrade him. Now he does, and there is the Venom Cannon. Incredibly powerful ranged weapon versus large targets. Also very nasty. If you can hit infantry with it, does do a small area of effect, but it doesn't have great accuracy versus infantry. Zoukka pushing over to the west side to combat Mishka. Doesn't want him capping without a fight. Mark target on the Warrior Brood. They will take increased damage now from Signum Armor. And lose a model. There is the inspiration from the Dreadnought on that melee kill. Carnifex is mid with the Bioplasma from the Venom Cannon upgrade. Ouch. Devastators run the hell away, as you would. There's still some towers here. 2 from the Tyranids formation, 1 from Infestation, and another Infestation tower. And these buffs stack. Apart from the suppression resistance, all of the other buffs stack. Get a damage buff and a damage resistance buff. I'm not sure if it affects Carnifexes though. It will certainly be affecting these Hormagaunts and Termagants. Vengeance rounds up on those Hormagaunts. Ouch. Vengeance rounds from the Stern Guard loaded in, but down goes the Dreadnought. Zoukka just losing sight of it slightly. 309, 124. And when that Venom Cannon hits those Stern Guard, it's doing insane damage as well. Now trying to get shots on the Devastators. Here comes the Melter. Refractor field is up, trying to allow the Techmarine to tank some damage here. Carnifex taking a big risk going in, but takes down the Techmarine. 275, 124. Here's the Land Raider Redeemer. Basically a mobile base for the Space Marines, allows you to reinforce, retreat to it, and give some health regen. Nasty close combat as well. Assault Cannon on the front is decent range, but you have a multi-melter and 2 Flamestone cannons, which are all close range, and that's a full retreat from Mishka. Is he going to be able to deal with this? Does he have enough AV to take down 2,500 hit points of Land Raider Redeemer, with double scouts to repair it as well. What's going on here? Revenant Alpha has put a burrow trap, but it's been spotted by the Scout Sergeant. 223, 124, 221 cap for Mishka, going for another Lictor now. Carifex back at base, regenerating its health slowly. Techmarine is still down. Zoukka should repurchase, I think. He has a very kitted out Techmarine, doesn't want to leave him on the floor. He's level 4. Revenant Alpha's level 3, has regenerate. Awesome armor upgrade, gives him huge health regeneration if he's out of combat. Devastator is suppressing all this stuff. There's a grenade, but it's too long. Formicons do get away. 201, 124. Revenant Alpha suppressed, trying to take down Devastator models, but Zoukka is going to get a 2-to-1 again. 200, 124. Land Raider sitting mid. Needs to spread out everything else. Here comes the Lictor Alpha, leaping onto the Devastators under infiltration. Does some really nasty power melee damage, but the Land Raider has turned on it, forcing off the Devastators. And now Warrior Brood with their heavy melee damage going after the Land Raider. Land Raider, you cannot get rear armor hits on them. Losing health slowly. Revenant Alpha has been marked targeted, might need to run away. 200, 112. There is the frag assault. Grenade launchers on the front of the Land Raider, knocking back and doing heavy damage to those warriors. Also hit the Revenant Alpha, but he takes mid with Mishka. 198, 112, 2-to-1 cap. Hormagaunts in amongst Stern Guard. Hormagaunts down to 2 models though, and Stern Guard are tough at level 2. 1667 hit points, but they do run away, and one Hormagaunt gets away. Down goes the Techmarine again. 187, 112. Now the Land Raider under pressure from this Venom Cannon, getting close enough for its multi-motor to fire. Carifex forcing melee. Can no longer fire his Venom Cannon on the move, so that might not be the best idea, because it's eating multi-motor shots. Devastators are level 3 setting up now. These Devastators getting absolutely owned. I think they were trying to decap. 171, 112, 2-to-1 for Mishka. It's very close. Now a Predator tank for Zoukka. Surely with twin las cannons, but we will see. Lictor Alpha leaping in, lending some of that power melee damage to the Land Raider's demise. It's taking tons of damage. Carifex now stops to shoot. One more shot takes it down. Down goes the Land Raider. Wow. Here's an orbital. Catches the Lictor in retreat. Carifex needs to run away. He's going to lose it, and does. Lictor Alpha survives the orbital by retreating. 116, 112. Carifex down. Land Raider down. Zoukka now has a Predator, and he's getting a twin las cannon for it. Maybe he should just give it the extra armor now that the Carifex is down. Mishka can drop another Tyranid formation if he wants. 87, 112. There's the double for Mishka. Stern Guard veterans using They Shall Know No Fear, giving them a huge damage resistance. I think it's 40%. It also means that half of their melee attacks do knockback, and it grants them suppression immunity. Does lower their speed though, but it's a huge buff all in all. Termagant's trying to cap mid under Hellfire and Predator tank. Here's a Tyranid formation. Central Spire hits the Predator. Stern Guard sent absolutely flying, but they survive. And they can get up and try and decap. 35, 112. They need to decap now. Here comes that Lictor. Another Carifex on the way for Mishka. Instantly killing a Stern Guard with a sync kill. 23, 112. I think Mishka's got this now. Scouts are capping. Sorry, Devastator's capping the west side. Run right into that burrow trap though. Revenant Alpha's back on the field, level 5. Techmarine has also been revived again. He's level 4, or repurchased rather. Scouts are going to whack to the Revenant Alpha. 10, 112. 1-to-1 cap. Hormagaunts now going after the scouts. Are we going to see Catalyst again? Yes, there it is. And look how quickly they're taking down these scouts now. And down they go. Those scouts must have been about level 3 or so as well. 10, 1-1-2. Hormagaunts will cap east side, and this might be it. I don't think Zoukka's going to be able to push mid. The Predator tank just about survived with 19 hit points. Here comes the third carifex. No upgrades yet. Doesn't have the requisition to upgrade it. Now it does. No upgrade though. Big special attack misses. GG, says Mishka. There's the 2-to-1, and there is the game. Look at all these towers he got mid. Awesome. Well, there you go. Mishka losing 2 carnifexes and their lictor. I thought it was all over, but Zoukka losing that Dreadnought and that Land Raider really put the nails in the coffin. His double Devastators did reasonably well, but was slightly too stacked with them, I think. Predator just about surviving. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.